I guess we're gonna find out right quick whether you are or you're not.
So this sentencing hearing starts with the defendant asking for treatment instead of prison. But as the judge works through his history and his explanations, the question becomes whether he is actually ready to use the help that he says he actually wants. Watch how the court breaks that down. My name is Dan. This is the Courtroom Files.
CR 402, State of Ohio versus Douglas Powell. The defendant is present, represented by counsel John Fatika. We were last here on April 24th when the defendant pleaded guilty to a one-count information, that being possession of cocaine, a felony 5 with a forfeiture specification. A drug and alcohol evaluation and pre-sentence report have been completed. The parties have had the opportunity to review those and are prepared to proceed with sentencing today.
Fatika.
Good morning, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to review the PSR and the drug and alcohol evaluation. We're ready to go forward.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, I'd like to highlight the fact that while Mr. Powell only has 7 days of jail credit, he's been in the Lake County Jail since March 20th of this year for a total of 67 days. During that time, he's had no institutional violations. When approached by law enforcement in this case, he admitted that he had no operator's license and that there was a warrant. He has no warrants now. We'd ask the...
What was the sentence for in Painesville?
I believe it was a probation violation, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Your Honor, it was a probation violation on a 2025 drug abuse instrument case.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the PSR shows as well. As you can see from the PSR, Mr. Powell's mother passed away when he was 17, leaving him with an inheritance. I think that began the downward spiral. More recently, his girlfriend passed away. I think that threw him into another tailspin. We asked the court to consider the recommendations contained in the drug and alcohol evaluation, which include residential treatment and a period of sober living. Thank you.
What do you want to say?
Your Honor, I've struggled with drug addiction my whole life since I was probably about 13. Started with my mother and my father, split ways, carried on all the way up until now. I've had residential treatment one other time in 1995. My mother passed away shortly after. I'm not making no excuses for anything I've dealt with. I hold myself accountable for all this. I need help.
Tell me what that means. You hold yourself accountable for all this.
I'm not blaming nobody for any of my actions or any situations. I always have a choice. I can either say yes or I say no. I have trouble saying no, and I need help with that. I need support. Since I've been in jail, I reconnected with a guy up at AA. He was part of my home group in 2014. Men Are Plains, Men in Action. I've attended AA every time it was offered to me while I was in the jail. I think residential treatment is a good spot for me. I can focus on my addiction.
And then what?
I could be there for my family, for my kids. I have 4 children that miss me. I miss them. I could be reliable to my employer.
Who's your employer?
Nobody right now.
Who's your last employer?
My last employer, I was self-employed.
Doing what?
Power washing and lawn maintenance, junk removal, and metal recycling.
Metal recycling.
Yes, sir.
Well, why were you doing that instead of working for somebody else on a regular basis?
Because I was addicted to drugs and unreliable for anybody else.
So how are you suddenly, after 30 years, suddenly going to get reliable?
Hopefully through the help of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Okay, well, you've been there before, right?
I have.
Okay, so why didn't it work?
So I didn't apply myself fully.
Why not?
I didn't know how to. Kept going back to the drink, going back to the drug.
Isn't the purpose of that program to teach you how to?
It is. I didn't follow the steps completely.
Why not?
Tried using my own will instead of the will of my higher power, Your Honor.
How many times have you been through this ringer?
As far as
Sitting there before somebody like me telling that person whatever you want to tell them to try to get
this is
the
this
best
is actually,
way out of this as possible.
this is actually the first time I've asked for treatment, Your Honor.
So this is the 22nd time on criminal cases, either misdemeanor or felonies, you've been before a court. And this is the first time you ever asked for treatment?
It is.
Why?
All the other times I've ever went in, I just wanted to get out of jail as fast as possible. And whatever was offered to me, I was taking it. And I'm tired of
What
not
do you mean
being...
what was offered? What was offered to you?
Well, more lenient sentence, getting out of jail right away, or
Or going to NeoCap, right?
Neo-
Or going to Glen Bay,
Yep. NeoCap, I went willingly.
or going to Sherrick,
Sherrick, I did that off the streets.
or going to Ravenwood.
I did that off the
You
streets
told me you didn't do
myself.
any treatment before.
I said I've never asked for it.
Jail treatment program, Geauga. You never asked for it, then why'd you
No.
do it?
For a lighter sentence. Right now, my worst case scenario would be being released, being back in the streets and being left to my own demise with nothing.
Well, that may be your second worst case scenario, right?
I believe it'd be my first worst case scenario. Your Honor.
What's your second worst case scenario?
My second worst case scenario would be prison.
Well, you're left to your own devices to get drugs whenever you want in that case too, right?
I would be.
Is that what you did when you went the last time?
No.
Why not?
Because as soon as I went in, I went straight to educational and got my certificate in horticulture and started with business management out of Ashland University and educated myself.
And then what'd you do after that?
I came out and worked for my father-in-law,
Where?
Integrity Dental,
Doing what?
dental service and repair technician,
And how long did you work there?
approximately 2 years,
Till when?
2023.
Then what'd you do?
Left for Power Washing Company, Sparkle Wash out of Bedford.
Why'd you do that?
More money.
Okay, so what happened after that?
My girlfriend got sick with cancer. I became her primary caregiver and she passed away.
And when was that?
2024, June.
So then what happened after that?
I just kind of floated around.
Where was your sponsor during all this?
I didn't stay in contact with my sponsors.
Why not?
Thought I had it.
What do you mean you thought you had it?
Thought I didn't need them.
Okay,
Thought I could do it on my own.
so this is in 2024?
No. I haven't been involved with Alcoholics Anonymous since 2014.
Okay. So you thought you didn't need them. So when you were, were you making meth in there in Geauga County back in 2015?
Yeah.
You didn't need them then because you thought you had what? A handle on your drug problem?
I thought,
And you're making meth?
thought I'd make it for myself instead of spending money for somebody else.
And you thought you had it in 17 in Union County when you were making more meth, right?
On the run, Your Honor, yes.
Why in the world would you think you had it if you're making meth to feed your habit? What you had what? You thought you had what?
I don't know what I thought I had. Thought I had a way out of not being caught, living in the woods, living as a vagrant, being away from my family,
What family?
my children, my wife.
Okay. And who are they?
Sky Malidi, Trinity Malidi, Douglas Powell, Dante Malidi, and Nicole Malidi.
And where are they?
My children are with their grandparents. One of them's growing up, is still living there, going to college right now. And my wife, me and her have been separated since 2014.
Where is she?
I don't know where she's at. I don't stay in contact with her.
So which one's in college?
Sky, my oldest.
Where's Doug?
Doug's in high school, graduating this year,
Where?
out of West Geauga, Chesterland.
Where's Trinity?
She's also in high school.
What year?
She is a freshman.
What about Dante?
Dante is in boarding school.
Boarding school, where?
I don't know where the school is.
Okay. How long has he been in boarding school?
He's been there for a year, Your Honor.
Why don't you know where he is?
I don't speak with his grandparents very often.
How often do you speak with your kids?
My two older ones I spoke with almost every day.
What do you mean spoke?
Spoke with them, talked to them on the phone
When?
almost daily.
When's the last time?
My oldest daughter, I haven't spoke to her since the beginning of March, right before I went into jail.
What about the other ones?
Trinity, I haven't spoke to since, had been before Christmas. And Dante, about the same. Douglas, I haven't spoke to him since the beginning of March as well.
Maybe you shouldn't be back around them. I mean, what did you contribute to them growing up?
I try to contribute being a role model. I'm not allowed around them when I'm high. I'm not allowed around them when I'm drinking. I try to speak words of wisdom to them and explain to them what not to do in life.
Why don't you take your own advice?
I need to.
I know you need to, why don't you?
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
There's one thing that you do know for certain, right? What's that?
I'm a drug addict,
No,
alcoholic.
what else do you know for certain?
that I need to change.
right? What else do you know for certain?
That I love my family.
Okay.
I can't do it if I'm locked up.
Right. Well, but you need to be locked up. Didn't you just say the worst thing that could happen is for you to get out? Don't you need to be locked up?
I need help is what I need.
Right. What you don't need is neocap though, right?
I don't think so, no.
You don't think so? And you don't think so, why?
Because it's not solely focused on addiction. It's focused on, I think, up to 13 different things. Budgeting, aggression, anger, parenting. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with neocap aside from addiction.
See, the problem is that you profess to know what is best for you. And you're 49 years old and have been in and out of jail since you were 18. But you profess to know what's best for you, right? You profess to be a role model for your 4 kids when you've been in and out of jail since you were 18. And you profess to be a role model for them by telling them what not to do. And then you turn around and do the very thing you're telling them not to do. Is that right or is that wrong?
You're correct.
Okay. Now, where were you going the day you got arrested?
Where was I going?
Yeah.
I was coming back from picking up money from a job I'd done.
And why were you driving?
That was the only way I had to get to where I needed to go.
Why don't you get a license?
I was working on it, and
What do you mean you were working on it?
I was working on paying off all my fines through the municipal court. And I went to Citizen Circle, and while I was at Citizen Circle, they offered a program to where once I got my fines down to a certain amount, that they pretty much picked up the rest. And while I was doing that, they ran out of funding, and at the same time, I had an agreement with a guy to buy a truck, and it all fell through. And
When did the agreement for the sale of the truck fall through?
while I was paying off all my
When?
fines,
When was this?
pardon,
When?
last year, last
So-
summer.
So last year, in the middle of your throes of your drug addiction, you expect me to believe that you're gonna sell this truck, get your hands on some money, and go pay fines so you can get your license? Instead of buying meth, right?
I was paying on my fines. I was working, Your Honor. I was doing stone masonry.
Well, not in 24.
Not in 24. I was dealing with a sick woman in 24.
Right. You have an answer for everything.
I tried to.
Well, you do. Whether it's complete bullshit or not that doesn't seem to matter to you, okay? Because I cannot, for the life of me, believe that a severe drug addict of 31 years is gonna sell a truck and then go to Podunk Municipal Court and pay fines
I never
instead
said
of buying meth.
I never said anything about selling a truck. I said I was trying to purchase a truck. I was working for a living to purchase a truck, to go to work, pay my fines, to follow through with
How are you
probation.
gonna purchase a truck if you don't have a license?
People do it all the time.
They do?
Yeah. People do purchase
How do you
vehicles without having a license.
How do you legally do that?
I don't know, people do it all the time. People have chauffeurs who they purchase their vehicles and they drive.
How do you know this?
I don't know, I mean, it's an assumption, but there are people out there who don't have license who purchase vehicles.
Can you name me any of those people?
No, not off the top of my head, Your Honor.
Okay. So you don't really know that.
No, it's an assumption, as I stated.
Right. Trying to, it's hard to work with somebody like you off of assumptions.
Your Honor, I'm not bullshitting you on anything here. I have an addiction, I have a
I know you have
problem.
an addiction.
I'm not trying to get out of anything.
The problem is
I'm not
not-
trying to steer you in the wrong direction.
The problem is not that you have an addiction. The problem is that you haven't done anything about your addiction.
I'm trying to do something about it right now.
See, I don't know that because this thing's this long.
All right. Well, I'm asking you for a chance.
Which courts do you owe money to?
Painesville Municipal,
Who else?
that's it.
What about Bratnall?
No,
Chardon?
nope.
Pay those all off?
Fines are all cleaned up everywhere.
How much you owe Painesville?
Approximately 1,800.
When's the last time you had a valid license?
June of '24.
Ms. Tuttle?
Thank you, Your Honor. As mentioned, the defendant has a 30-year criminal history. He has prior prison terms that he had served, and prison would certainly be appropriate here, but he also does have some gaps in his criminal history. If the court was inclined to order community control sanctions, the state would request that come with extensive residential treatment, such as JTP, NeoCap, and/or inpatient residential treatment. The defendant does have 7 days of jail time credit, and we would ask for a forfeiture of the contraband and instrumentalities. Thank you.
Reviewed the pre-sentence report, the drug and alcohol evaluation, considered all the provisions of 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I've listened to you, listened to counsel. I'll place you on community control for 5 years, 30 days in jail with credit for 7. You're gonna enter into either Lake House or Concord Pines. Complete the program, follow the recommendations. You're gonna go to a sober living facility for a minimum of 6 months. 5 AA or NA meetings a week. And obtain a sponsor. Obtain and maintain full employment. Get a valid driver's license, complete the decision points program, pay the costs and supervision fees. Anything else, Ms. Randallson? You understand all the terms?
I do, sir.
If you don't comply with the terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. If it finds you violated, it's 12 months in prison. You understand that?
I do, sir.
Now, one of the things you said to me is you're not bullshitting me. I guess we're gonna find out right quick whether you are or you're not. Anything else, Ms. Tuttle?
The forfeiture, Your Honor.
Items subject to forfeiture are forfeited. Mr. Fatika.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
You know, I suppose there's a point where the court has to decide whether treatment is a real plan or just the latest thing being said by the defendant to avoid prison. The judge clearly had his concerns here, but I'm curious what you think, so let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and check out one of the 2 that are on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching.